Hello everyone, and welcome back to my beginner jazz theory series. Today we'll be talking about the tritone substitution. To start off, let's take a look at the 3rd and 7th of each chord and see how they move around. So as you guys can see, I've already set up our 2-5-1 here with our D minor 7, our G7, and our C major 7. So we'll be taking a look at each note and kind of what they're doing and what their role is. So we've got our D, that's our root of our D minor 7 chord. Then we've got our F, so our F is our 3rd of our D minor 7 chord, so let's put that there. And then we've got our C, and that's our 7, so let's put that there. Excellent. All right, and next up we have our G7. So our G is our root this time, and now we've got our F. Our F is our 7 in our G7 chord, so let's label them accordingly. And then we've got our B, and that's our 3rd in our G7 chord. So, as you guys can already see, the 7 and the 3 have switched spots, switched roles between the 2 and the 5 chord. However, with the 2 chord, you can kind of see how the F has stayed the same note. It's just another F, but now it just has a different role. It's the 7 of the G7 chord. And our C has gone half a step down to our B, and now it is our 3rd. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at our C major 7 chord. We've got our C on the bottom, so that's our root. And we've got our E, that's our 3rd. Let's label them. And our B is on top, and that is our 7. So, awesome. So one more time, you guys can see that the F has now become the E, and the 7 has become the 3rd once again. And the 3rd, the B, has turned into the 7th of the C major 7 chord. So now it is the same, it's the same note, but it's playing a different role now. It's the 7th. All right, so with that in mind, we're gonna take a look at our tritone sub. And basically what the tritone sub is the 5 chord. The root has been changed a tritone away into a D flat. And the D flat is kind of headed towards the C major 7 in a stepwise motion. So it's only a half step away. So it's gonna be a pretty good cadence, I think, just because it's super close to the next root. So we've got our D flat down here. So we're just gonna ignore this D minor 7 right now because we already know what it does. It's just leading into our dominant chord. And if you guys have questions on 2-5-1s and kind of how they work, I have another video on that. You guys can feel free to go and take a look. Anyway, so we've got our D flat and we've got our F, and our F is our 3rd this time. Whoop, let's put that in. And as you can see, we have our C flat up here. However, C flat is the same note as our B. It's just named differently. So it just depends on the context. It just kind of helps with reading music and seeing the intervals better. But this and the B are the same note. So we're gonna give that a special number. We're gonna give it a 7. Because this is the 7 of the D flat 7 chord. Because our D flat is the root. All right. So let's label our D minor 7 here, just like the one on top. So we can kind of see what the numbers are doing. Whoop, there we go, our 3 and our 7. And as you guys can see, our 3 and 7 have not changed roles throughout this entire progression. Our 7 always remains on the top, and our 3rd always remains on the bottom. That's kind of interesting, seeing how the C flat on top and the F are the same notes as the G7, 3, and 7. Pretty cool. All we did was change the root. The root is totally different. All it is a tritone away. And because of that, now we have our tritone substituted 2-5-1.